Yes, discover. Yeah, how you doing? Well, guess what? It's one of them cloudy days. I have one of them cloudy shades on, and hopefully we get to visualize each other like we should. I'm feeling empowered. I'm feeling inspired only because when you're prepared as a chosen one for a mission no one understands, they don't know why you're willing to go through the walks, the talks, and the stairs. It's only because, in the end, if I'm patient enough, if I'm willing enough, all this will be turned around. Have you been there? Have you been in places where things just seem to be awkward? It's like the road you're traveling down seems to be going in another direction. Like, am I on the right path or am I on the wrong road? Do you feel that sometimes? Sometimes the things behind you seem to be sometimes the things in front of you. And the people you left behind seem to be in front. And you begin to wonder in mystical ways, like what is going on, what is taking place. It's because time is a traveled path. And you're traveling that path with others. But notice, the people behind you are the people in front. They were meant to go ahead of you because you are on a mission. And your mission is on a time frame. It's like the time capsule being held in a time capsule where you're going to open that time capsule at one particular time and place. But the only thing is the difference when it's open, when it releases itself, and when you begin to see that you are a bigger picture than what was behind you and what is now in front of you, and sometimes ends up behind you again. It's amazing how life do that in so many directions. School time capsules. Let's say you're in college, you and a couple of students, and one of your professors or a teacher may decide to make a time capsule and throw all kind of things inside that time capsule. And at a certain year, you're going to open it. You won't be alive, but the next generation will be. So you're in that time capsule preparing the next generation. The only thing, you're not buried, you're not hidden. And because you was able to prepare that next generation, you will be able to prepare yourself for whatever is out there for you, forever you want to grab. And people are going to be like, oh, that's not for you. It was for you. Because what was behind you is in front of you. You was able to see that time take place. You was able to see them move in a different direction. And you yourself will move in a different direction. But you will notice that there'll be so many watching you because they're going to try to be there before you. They're trying to figure out, oh my God, how was that possible that they were able to be there at the specific time and place that people receive certain blessings? Because there is something about you that is powerful in you that allow these blessings to just drive and go through. And when you start to recognize what it is in you, you will begin to use that, and then you will begin to move forward. But you didn't recognize because you were so engulfed into the happenings, into the before and the after. But that was only to make you. Now, a lot of people that went ahead of you, a lot of them failed. A lot of them didn't succeed. A lot of them didn't make it. You had to see that. You had to see where they came from and what they was walking into that made them fall. Even where they came from didn't spark the livelihood of them escalating to the point of truly escalating, to where I don't have to depend on any other man or any other thing. That I recognize it was never me, but it was others that wanted to be where I am, where I could be, where I shall be. And when you begin to recognize that, you will begin to take everything that they have robbed from you in your energy, because that's what they did. They robbed your energy. And once you learn how to get intact with your own energy, the robbing ceases. And you will begin to drive on life unexpected, on life expected. But it was you. No longer will they be able to take your energy and run with it. You will be doing it yourself. And right now I'm on an energy path because I've been not stopping. Even though I saw people going forward, I figure out there's other things to do. But as I figure out other things to do, I also was able to pinpoint how were they attacking me. Because I was aware, I kept paying attention. And when you begin to pay attention to the people around you and seeing how they grow, how they begin to prosper with others. But it isn't the others that made them prosper, it was you. Even as I do this video, this is a deja vu. A deja vu is this happened at a particular time, in a dream, in a vision. And here I am, letting go of that vision. Letting go of the energy that they took from me and letting it push forward. That now others are looking at you and wondering, how did you get to survive as much as you survived? How did you get to conquer as much as you conquer? When it looked like you don't have, but you have more than those who have. Because to have is to be more and down to another man's bound of making sure he receives what he has to receive. A car payment. I got to make sure I do what I got to do to keep that car payment going. A house note. I got to make sure I do to keep that house note going. But if I don't have them things and I'm still succeeding to the point that maybe I'll be able to just buy it outright. But yet getting my credibility and everything stable, not pushing it. So when I get there, I won't collapse. How many of you got tired of collapsing? And the collapse was only for you to see that you was there, but others drived off your energy and ran with it. Now you got to get it back. Now you got to figure out what is it that they see in me that empowers them. And once you figure them things out, you'll be able to push aside everything that draws your energy. The first thing you need to look at is what people see in you. Write it down on paper. What is it about me that people see that I'm able to do? Well, you're not always running the street. You're not always relying on others. You're not always running from point A to point B only to get back to point A again. Because you're always moving from A, B to C. You're always trying something new to conquer. Even at a job, you don't stay in one position. You move on to another position. If it's not another position there, then there's another position for me somewhere else. You're always driving. You're always moving. You're always pushing. And as they be around you, they begin to learn how you drive, how you push. And they take it and they run with it because they already got everything they need. They got the open door. They just don't have to push. They don't have that energy. So you going to have to find your energy that's going to get you through that door. And the door is already open. The only thing is the energy. But let me tell you one thing that I've learned. When you're coming down this road and when you're on that path, you can't look back. You can't look back. People are going to come to you from years back. It's a temporary high. It's not a permanent connection, because it was only temporary then and it's temporary now. But what is it about this person in the past that is coming now when you know when that person was part of the one who drawed your energy? So now I'm not going to allow you to draw my energy anymore. It's all about me, what I want to conquer. And not that you in a selfish state, because a lot of people think, oh, you're selfish, you're being selfish. No, you're not being selfish. You're being thoughtful. You're being understanding. You're being at the point that I understand what I want. I understand what I need. This energy that I have is so strong that I can succeed on anything I choose to do in life. And when you start that, you will begin to win more battles to break through them open doors. And you're going to see people going to try to stop you from getting there. Because I see it now. People, they stop you from getting there by trying to stop you from moving. From trying to stop you from getting to A, to B, to getting that job, to getting that financial stability that'll get you there. So you're going to have to find ways, you're going to have to find avenues, and you're going to have to keep it to yourself. And when you keep it to yourself, you're going to be able to realize that I can only grow as I come down this road on a path that will allow me to be where I need to be without others judging and asking and trying to figure out what am I doing. When you know you need to be on that path by yourself, that's why you need to be alone and drive on that energy alone. That energy is so strong. It could take not just one person, but a whole group or even generation, cultures, different cultures of people to succeed. And if it can do that with cultures, then it can do that with businesses. It can do that with your businesses. But you got to stop letting them drive on your energy. Even when you think you're going down, you got to keep moving forward. They're going to say all kind of things in your ears. You ain't going to make no money. You ain't going to do this. We're keeping the money from you. Trust me, I have heard many things. But somehow, the money's going to get to you. And then you got to be careful. Be more careful of the setups. People are going to try to set you up. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to try to put you in positions that you look like you're doing something wrong. You ain't doing nothing wrong. I'm doing what I need to survive. Because if I don't do this, then I can't survive. But I see you let A and B and C do it. But when it comes to me, you're trying to act like I'm doing something wrong. Well, if you're going to take me down, you're going to have to take down A, B, and C. And I don't think you want to do that. Because then you're going to make a lot of enemies. So then they're going to have no choice but to get out your way. Because why is it only you that is the target? Because it's only you they're only concerned about tearing down your energy. And I'm here to tell you today, as I begin to evaluate all the elites that is upon us, and one day you'll see yourself stepping into the elite of doors, because I see myself getting there. They be like, oh, you can join the elite. You can get to the elite status. All you have to do is do the terms and conditions. And usually, guess what? The terms and conditions ain't that hard. Like holding this phone, trying to keep you focused on the facial expression Because you're going to have these expressions when you go through. Notice them. See them. Feel them. And notice that one day the expression will be, will you always smiling? Always giving a wave. Always giving a hello, how you doing? Some days you be so serious, you can't even do that. But nod your head some days. That's that energy. That's that energy that 90% is being used here, generating what it has to generate inside your brain, letting your mind go to a different level of teaching and understanding, and taking in knowledge is most important. If I don't know how to make money, if I don't know how to utilize this machine that's going to make me money, or learn how to use it, and then guess what? I will never know how to make money from the machine. I have to rely on somebody else. So there's no point in trying to say I want to be a business person and don't know the business tools that are used. And the most of the tools is the tools in you. The need to want to learn, the need to want to grow, to lead, to move forward when sometimes you feel like it's moving backwards. And I have to state this because I've been seeing people coming in areas where you at and making full conversations to make sure you hear these conversations that can only tear you down, trying to tear down your self-esteem. And that's when I know these can't be mature individuals. These got to be childlike individuals. And at this point in time, I must be the mature one. I must be the one to say, I don't hear this. But I see how far they will go so you don't come down that road. They don't want you to come down that road. They want you to stay all the way up there. All the way up there. When you are meant to, like everybody else, to make it to the other side. To make your dreams, what? The impossible dream. To make it where you know you can go and no other family member or friend have ever been there. Have you been there? Are you making them challenges? Are you breaking generational curses? No, I ain't the same like them. I'm different. The way I handle things are different. The way I'm going to come at you is different when you come at me. And we ain't got to fight, but you're going to learn something. You're going to learn something so good that you want to learn it so you can progress and break generational curses. That goes with businesses too. We have generational curses with businesses. A family member don't want to see you do this. They want to do that. A friend of them don't want to see you do this. They'll do that. They got the money. They talk to the family. They try to what? Push you backwards. In some families, you're just going to have to let go. And you're going to have to learn who's for you and who's not for you. But most of all, what I want you to take from this channel today is to know that you are able, with the energy that you have in you, to push forward. To the point that you won't even think about the crossroad. Y'all know that term we utilize, the crossroad. But you think about the path that you have to take. How you going to get there, when you're going to get there. What time you're going to get there. That time capsule release again. Remember that time capsule release? That's where we at, on that time capsule release. So what I want to share with you is don't give up. When you go through what you got to go through, when you start to build what you got to build, make in your mind, picture and make your mind up to know it's going to take time. It's not going to be fast. You're going to have to develop patience. You're going to have to develop qualities that you're going to be tested. And sometimes the test will take you out of your position or even out of your character. But don't lose yourself. That's recognizing how far a person can take you. But don't lose yourself where you end up doing something you're not supposed to do. That's most important. And when you learn these things, this is going to empower you to move forward, to break down doors where there was no's. Now there's being yes. But first, you're going to have to show them the energy in you. And they can no longer drive off of it. Because they're driving off of it. They're using it to their advantage. And now it's time for you to use it in yours. So like I said, you have to concentrate on what is it about me? There's something in you that people see and they drive off of. There's something that you have. They can't even calculate what it is, but you have it. And I want you to know, run with it. Write down your best talents, the best gift. If I can read fast, I can read fast. If I can type fast, I can type fast. If I can get the answer quicker than the next person, then I can get the answer quicker than the next person. If I'm the second one to get the answer, then I'm the second one. It's better than being the third. Then you'll learn to be the first. But first you gotta concentrate on where you at. And once you know where you at, when it's time to come down that road, and they try to stop you, oh, they can't stop you. No more. The path is meant for you to go. And no man can stop what is meant for you. Now I want to tell you, this is BS Discover. Go out there, continue. Take that energy, take that drive, run off with it. I hope you enjoy it. Let me give you an example before I leave. There was a pack of children that hated to go to school. But I loved school. So one time I had an accident, and there was other children that I used to tutor. And when I had this accident, it caused me not to tutor anymore. I had to slow it down. But I went to church. I went to where I needed to go to receive help, to receive being in the presence of what I needed, that positive energy. And then, because I did that, there was other children that got interested in that positive energy. And they also made themselves a chain of events. They thrive off of my energy of questioning, what is it about where you go that makes you alive again? They wanted to be alive, and they became to be alive. Now this is how people drive off of your energy. Now the other children, they had competition. People telling them go to school, don't go to school, go to school, don't go to school. But two, there was laws made on us parents. If our kids didn't go, you would get in trouble. Parents started to pay attention. And parents started knocking on another parent door, well, I gotta be at work. Can you help me? Can you watch the kids? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you get them to this class? Can you? And us parents began to get together. But I was the main one that helped many. They utilized my energy and they soared with it. They kept going. See what I did for them? And what I'm saying, what I did for them and whatever I fed them, now I'm feeding myself. Without letting others, not that I'm being selfish, but I gave. Now I gotta give to myself. But I can give it in a different form, that I'm not losing myself. Maybe a business, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe a class, maybe a course. And what I'm getting back, money, and time that would generate energy towards me, then generate the energy out there towards others, and I'm left with no energy. That's the example you need to learn from, and the one I want you to soar off of. Did you hear that car coming down the road? That's how you want to be. People hearing you and not seeing you. Until next time, BS and Disco.